Hey guys, it's week 19 and we're talking about resources that we've used throughout this process. First, I guess I'll just talk about general resources, and then I'll talk about resources specific to my area. Let's see if I can... Maybe that's better. I don't know. Anyway, a lot of when I first started, a lot of my information came from guys on YouTube. Obviously the YouTube community is pretty strong, and I would definitely never feel afraid to ask questions, because I asked other guys questions and I never really got a negative response, and I know I'm always more than happy to answer questions for people. Let's see, there's also a guide called Hudson's Guide. It's an FTM guide, and another site called Laura's Playground, which I believe is just transgender resources. And I'm going to put the links to all this stuff in the information box down below. So those are like the general, like the biggest ones I know of online. And then in regards to specifically where I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And there's there's a decent amount of resources, for it being Texas. My doctor that I go to for hormones, his name is Dr. Vasquez. It's the Vasquez Clinic, and he operates on informed consent, so you are able to obtain hormones without forced therapy, although I always recommend it. And then also my normal, like, everyday practitioner, her name is Dr. Amy Wright, and I found her, I went to a gay and lesbian doctor, like physician directory, found her name because she is actually a lesbian, and cross-referenced it with my insurance, and that's why I ended up going to her. She, after I started transitioning, I actually found out that they actually provide HRT as well through her office. Both her, Dr. Wright, and her assistant, Terry, are both gay, and they're really super friendly. They've always been nice to me. The only thing about Dr. Wright's office is that they do ask for a letter from your therapist, which I could get one, but that would require going back to my therapist, and I'm just lazy, in all honesty. I recommend her too for like any kind of, because you really should be getting yearly exams and that type of thing, so I will go to her for that sort of thing, because they are used to working with trans patients and are super friendly, and they are a part of family. And then as far as therapy, sorry, I'm outside, I'm getting eaten up by bugs. As far as therapy, pretty much everybody I know in Dallas goes to Felicia Porter. She's also a part of the community, and she's super friendly. Is that a bee? Oh my god, it's a bee. I might have to change locations. Sorry, I had to take a break. There were bees flying all around me, and it freaks me out. What was I talking about? Therapist. Felicia Porter. She's awesome. Family. And, yeah, so I'll put her information as well. The cool thing about Felicia is that she has a set rate, but she operates kind of like on, you can pay her what you can afford to pay her, which is really awesome of her to do that. I pay the full rate because I can, and I know that by me paying the full rate that she asks, it allows other people who can't the opportunity to pay less. So yeah, those are as far as just like doctors and therapy. As far as surgeons, there is a surgeon in the Dallas area. His name's Dr. Raphael. I did not go to him. I just preferred my surgeon's work to his. My surgeon was Dr. Lawton in San Antonio. his office is super friendly, and I like the way he thinks about the transgender community, because he also does not operate on forced therapy, whereas most surgeons do. You can have surgery just by using informed consent. So yeah. And then just general resources to maybe find more information. In Dallas, we have the Resource Center, which is just a gay and lesbian, the LGBT Resource Center. I would recommend, if you're in a major city and they have something like that, to check them out. See, see what information they can provide for you as well. Let's see. Fucking bugs. That's why I don't go outside. Anyway. Then there is, in Dallas, there's also something called Youth First Texas, and they have a gender identity group meeting every Thursday. So if you're youth, which I'm not, you could also look into youth resources as well. And youth sometimes is pretty broad. I'm pretty sure the Youth Center, Youth First, defines youth as anyone under the age of 24, which is pretty old to me for a youth center. And then there's also an organization here in Dallas called GEAR, which is a trans organization. I believe it's mostly trans women, but there are a few trans men who are involved. And so I would just, I always feel like the internet is everybody's friend. That's how I've always found any kind of information that I have. Google can be your best friend. You'd be surprised at what you could type in and what will show up with results. So, those are all of the resources that I know of that are here in Dallas. I haven't utilized all of them, but I am aware of them. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I've read some books. I've of course read like Stone Butch Blues and The Testosterone Files and Becoming a Visible Man. I have Gender Outlaw, the original Kate Bornstein book, but I also want to read this new one that came out called Gender Outlaws, something about the next generation, and I believe it's a compilation of short stories of people who fall within the spectrum. It's not just a purely binary perspective. So I really want to read that book. But I think it's good to read and be knowledgeable of other people's experiences, but sometimes it's hard to relate, because I really believe fully that everyone's transition is their own. But even if you can connect with some small part of what you read that may help you may help you to see the world in a different way. So yeah, I always recommend that kind of thing. I say a lot, and it's because I'm thinking and processing. What the fuck was that? Something just fell on my hand, and it was gross. It's like yellow. No, you can't see it. Anyway, I shouldn't do videos outside. There's too much to distract me. So, yeah, that's my take on resources. Most of them are in the Dallas area. If you're in the Dallas area or want any information, I'm more than happy to provide any knowledge that I might possibly have. So, I hope everybody's having a great week, and I will talk to you next week.